and welcome to another episode of the Jumping the Rail podcast here on the JTR Podcast Network. This is Mark Redmond coming to you from the Noodles position in Champaign, Illinois, joined as always by my buddy Minderz. And Minderz, I think this is our fourth episode of this season 5, and I think 3 of them we started with the fucking 10 bells, and it's getting old already.
Yeah, it's already old. I don't like it.
But no,
I'm
rest in
over
peace,
it.
Colonel De Beers. Great foreign heel from the AWA, if anybody doesn't remember him. But
I swear, it's at least once. At least we've got one a week so far. So
yeah, because I think our first episode back was the 7th, and that was when we did the Jack Stain, Street Daddy Siki 10 bells, and then did Euchre last week. So I think there's one we didn't do the bells for.
well, that's because you'd already pre-done the bells.
Yes. I'm not mentioning that. It's all over with. All right, well, we got a lot to talk about, Minderz, because it is Royal Rumble time this Saturday.
Rolled. This is the type of night it's going to be. I'm forewarning you now. Road to WrestleMania starts Saturday.
Yes. I always tell myself I'm going to count between the Rumble and WrestleMania how many times somebody points at the sign, but I always lose count.
Yep. And Sean's already in the chat. Woohoo!
Yep. And yep, I did see that Jordan is officially signed to WWE, so I think it's pretty much a given she's going to be in the Rumble. She also confirmed that Gresham's contract is up in TNA.
Oh, really?
I hope he goes to WWE, but before that, I hope he does a blood sport for Josh Barnett.
Can't he still do that?
Can, yeah.
I was going to say, they let Shayna do it.
That's true. Well, Shane is also one of Barnett's girls. He trained her.
Well, I don't care. She's still WWE.
I know. I mean, they've had a few. Charlie Dempsey did it. Shayna. And I forget who else. There was another one. And then, they got Corbin and MVP after they were already done with
right
WWE. But no, so we're going to make our picks for the Rumble today. We're going to talk a little bit about Saturday night's main event. Don't get ahead of me, Sean. We'll get to that.
We'll get there. Calm down.
I get a feeling he sits and writes all these things out.
He has to.
In the morning. He's like,
all right, I'm going to ask him this. I'm going to ask him this. I'm going to ask him this.
And we don't hate it.
We just let us do our spiel.
You know how this works, Sean.
Let us get our flow.
We haven't even tested Minder's brain yet, so I don't know if it's going to work when she goes through all this stuff.
No, it won't. It doesn't.
All right.
It sometimes doesn't work after you test it.
This is true. Well, with that said, let's test your brain. Let's get this out of the way here.
No, boy.
All right. All right, name that wrestler, Minderz. You know how this works. I show you a picture. You guess who it is.
Okay, let's start with my usual question. Black and white or color?
Black and white picture.
Okay.
Somebody
probably time accurate.
Yeah, not a horribly youthful picture. And it's somebody who's still around.
But not necessarily active?
Not active in the ring.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready?
As ready as I'm gonna be.
It's kind of blurry.
That's a really blurry picture. Hold on. Hey, you're gonna have to watch the comments because I gotta make this bigger.
Okay.
As soon as I figure out how to make it. There it is. Okay. Okay, making it bigger didn't make it any less blurry.
Probably made it more blurry.
It did. It's terrible. So now we're going to exit back down.
All right. Are you ready for your hint?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a hint.
Former world champion.
Okay.
Bari.
Hold on. Wait a minute. You said former world champion. Not necessarily in-ring active.
Right.
That's Trips. Hey, there we go.
Technically, the first thing I said before I put the picture up was also a hint.
About him not being active?
Well, no, I said, "Are you ready?"
Oh, well, okay.
Get it? Because that's what he says
Got
all
it.
the time.
I got it. I got it.
He had a more GQ hairstyle than I'm used to seeing off Triple H.
Right? I'm
Be
so
it
used
the
to
long
seeing
hair,
him
be it the
bald.
buzz.
Yeah. I was so used to seeing. Hey, there you go, guys. Let's make sure we get. The boys had it before I did, which doesn't surprise me.
That's right. I thought maybe the blurry would be to my advantage, that you'd have to.
Well, I mean,
a little bit. But
it was, because I'm looking at it going, who the hell is that? Because that's a terrible picture.
it was not a good picture. Actually, the reveal picture with the two of them, that's actually the picture I got off the internet. I had to cut it in half to get the black and white picture, so that's why it was not the best quality.
Makes sense. All right, so we made it through that. I made it through that. Let's move on.
Well done, Minderz. All right, well, let's get to our hoots and Judies, because that's what we do here. So, good hoot of the week. We had some candidates this week, Minderz.
We did.
I know you were having trouble. You were torn.
I was torn between. Actually, I ended up being torn between 4 when it all started. There's 4 that I had up there.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and then I had to ask you who yours was, because I was like, I don't want us to have the same one if I have 4 options here.
No, if you have 4 options and one of them's mine, then I'm expecting you to pick something different.
Exactly.
All right. Well,
but man, I had trouble with Judy.
Yeah, Judy was a little more slim pickings.
It really was.
But let's start with the hoots, Minderz. Who is your hoot of the week?
My hoot of the week is, well, we just talked about it, Mr. Fatu. That's a terrible picture, dude.
It catches him at optimal crazy.
Mm-hmm. Is he getting? To me, I feel like he's getting the Bronson Reed push that Bronson would have got.
Whatever it is, he's getting over.
Oh yeah, he is. Holy shit!
Did you hear the fans chanting Fatu when he was after he was done with Braun?
Oh, it was Fatu. I didn't think that was what they were saying. Okay.
Oh, you thought they were giving him the old
heave ho.
No, they were chanting Fatu.
All right.
I loved the promo before the match that he did.
I did too, and I liked the fact that it was ref stoppage.
No, it was disqualification.
Disqualification, because he just kept going. I was like, oh shit, he ain't ever gonna quit.
AJ and Barry both had the same hoot, which is JD McDonough. After last night,
he was one of mine.
We're going to talk about JD.
Good Lord, oof. I feel bad making fun of him all the time now.
Right? Hey, that big old head did him a favor.
Did. It sure did. Although, yeah, when we talk about that, I'll tell you, I didn't watch that match on Netflix. I watched that match Actually, I watched it on Netflix and another way, which was hilarious. And if I find out I can do this to a bunch of different ones, I'm going to, because it was so much fun.
All right.
I'll explain here in a little bit.
Please do. But we'll do that after we get done with our usual business here. There's one thing about Fatu that was funny. Apparently, a German magazine isn't smartened up.
Oh, really?
I'm going to throw this up here. Jacob Fatu lost control during the fight, repeatedly charging a Strowman who was slumped in the corner. It was almost impossible to watch. It was too brutal. The morally bankrupt crowd in San Antonio cheered on this carnage. This is from Bild magazine in Germany.
So that wasn't the part where I meant that he kept going and going, because to me those looked. To me,
the moonsaults.
They were safe. It was the moonsaults that got me.
You could tell he was getting blown up, because that last one he had to climb the turnbuckles doing the springboard.
Well, because every time he ran into the corner, it was like, yep, ass hit first. Yep, ass hit first. Yep, ass hit first. He wasn't even catching Braun. I mean, it looked great.
Looked awesome. But no, I like that Jacob Fatu. I want to see Fatu enter number 1 in the Rumble and just run through people.
He'll run through people till Roman.
Maybe top 5. Maybe like one of the maybe 4th or 5th guy in.
Fatu will run through people until Roman shows up.
Now let's not get ahead of ourselves, though. That's
my fault. Yeah, that
was
your fault. You opened up that conversation.
All right. Well, my good hoot is kind of a result of both Friday and Saturday night this past weekend, and it's Kevin Owens for nothing else other than his shirt game.
I knew you were going to say that.
I mean, on the left, he wore a Naomi shirt on Friday when he wrestled Jimmy Uso.
Yep.
Which is, that's right up there with wearing the Bob Orton shirt when he was feuding with Randy, or all the dusty stuff with Cody and all that. But there's just a certain amount of troll wearing the guy's wife's shirt.
There is. It'd
be great if you would put like neon highlights in his hair.
Did you see that one that was going around Facebook? That was actually hilarious.
What?
Oh, they took Naomi's hair and had like put it on Kevin's face.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, it was it had like the neon green and the neon pink. Oh, it was interesting.
Kevin Glowens, am I right?
Yeah, Kevin Glowens.
But then Saturday for the contract signing, you brought out the classic Cody Sucks Eggs.
Yep.
And I believe that shirt is on WWE Shop, so I may have to look at that and see how much it is.
It doesn't surprise me.
No.
Although, so you have, the infamous Dusty Sucks Eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Then you had the Cody Sucks Eggs.
You got the CMC Sucks Eggs shirt.
Well, did you happen to notice, though, too, the one Shotgun Sheriff of Shotgun City?
He has an Ace Sucks Eggs
shirt.
He has an
Ace Sucks Eggs shirt. I'm not a fan of that one. That one probably aggravates me the most, honestly. Yeah, Mr. Bang Bang.
I like that Shotgun City Sheriff. You gotta get him on the Shootout soon.
He's aight.
I know it depends on which territory he's in.
Exactly. For me, it does. It really does depend on
Hybrid Clayton, not so much.
Hybrid Clayton, hate. Hybrid Clayton, hate.
All right. Well, Clayton's more of a shootout kind of a discussion.
Yeah, we'll save that.
All right. Well, let's move on to our good Judies of the week. And I had a feeling I knew who you were going to pick, Minderz, so I went another way.
Well, I just went am I going? Yeah, Old Faithful. Oh, that's a terrible picture.
That picture is the reason why young adult males liked watching Rhea Ripley matches.
Oh, I know it is. But yeah, Rhea. I mean, come on. I just, how could I not?
It was a decisive win over Nia Jax.
It was. It made her look like she pulled a good match out of Nia.
Yeah. Well, Nia's best when she's not in there for 10 minutes, 15
right.
minutes.
So the fact that match was only like, what, 5, maybe 7?
Maybe 5.
Yeah. So it worked out just fine.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was good, but again,
I enjoyed the match at was Elimination Chamber in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought that was a good match.
Well, Mommy showing off all of her strengths and being able to pick her up and do the red eye and the
Riptide and all that.
Riptide and electric chair.
Yeah. There's certain girls that can get a good match out of Nia. Bayley did it last week on TV. Mm-hmm. Becky can, because she'll bump like crazy for her.
You know what I've noticed, and maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like the ones that can get a good match out of Nia are the ones that she respects more.
Probably.
I mean, that's just how I've noticed. Because if you think back to before when Nia wasn't on, or when she was on before.
Should I take this picture down?
Yes, please. But if you think back to before, like when they made her the big joke with the My Hole and all that stuff, think of who she was wrestling. I don't think wasn't it Lana or Dana?
It was like 9 or 10 weeks in a row she put Lana through a table.
Yeah. It was just bad.
Yeah, I don't think she was down with the tag team stuff with Shayna.
Sean saying Layla's teasing a WWE return.
Okay, interesting. We'll see her at the Expo, Minderz.
We will. We don't have it. I don't think we have any updates either.
Well, we haven't. Well, let's finish our Judies and then.
Okay, let's finish our Judies and get to our Stooge, because I'm not sure what you're talking about on Stooge. I got to see what this is.
Okay, well, technically it's Co-Stooges, but anyway, my Judy, I think I predicted this, Minderz.
I think you did too.
because on Collision, and again, believe it or not, I'm going AEW. Uh, Mariah May put a beat down on old Forgetful Tony.
Yep.
And then, much to everybody's surprise, it was all a ruse. It was a charade, as they say in Fancyland.
Charade.
And Timeless Tony was playing the role of Tony Storm this whole time.
And of course, AJ's joining you too. So yeah. I figured that was
I'm glad we're not done with Timeless Tony. I like that gimmick.
Yeah, I did too. I like it too. I mean,
and we still have a chance maybe for Danhausen to stalk her.
Still a possibility.
Man, that's begging to happen. I think it would be so good. Especially with Nosferatu in the theaters now.
Yeah. Ooh, remind me, I watched a movie this weekend. I gotta tell you guys about it.
Okay.
But that's neither here nor there. That's a friend conversation.
Okay. All right. Well, let's jump to our Stooge of the Week.
Yeah, I got to see this. I'm just gonna stay here. I'm tired of moving for stupid Max Caster, so I'm just gonna stay here.
Okay. Technically, you're parallel with Larry, though.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah. But now Stooge more up there at the top of the graphic.
At least there. Basil looks like he's smiling.
Basil. Oh, Basil. Okay. I thought I didn't have Basil on that.
Basil's right there.
Yeah, but I thought you were talking about the graphic.
Oh, no.
Okay, so we got two Stooges this week. Number one, I don't even know this guy's name, but apparently, happy belated birthday to Willow Nightingale, first off, from AEW.
I thought it was today.
I think it was the other day. But anyway, so Bayley went to her social media and wished Willow a happy birthday, as, normal, well-adjusted people do.
Hmm. And what was the comment? I'm scared.
Oh, boy. So one of the Tony acolytes got his little feelings hurt.
Nah.
And he says, and Ms. Chin, I don't know what that's supposed to be. WWE should fire you. You are stupid, and you don't know that this is how you promote the competitor company. You better leave WWE. There's no sentence here. If you are a fan of AEW stars, because this is a big mistake from you, and you deserve to be fired because of it. They could have done this in 3 sentences, first of all. So,
yeah, exactly. Oh, Bayley and Julia's teaming up tonight. Okay.
I heard about that.
First of all, everybody knows Bayley's friends with just about everybody.
Bayley's probably friends with all the girls in the locker room because of Mercedes.
Exactly. So, I don't understand. I don't get it.
It's the mouth-breathing Tony fans that think everybody has to hate everybody.
Did you hear about the ratings from last week?
I have not.
Oh, boy. It was bad. It was real bad. But, yeah, I just think it's dumb because Bayley's friends with everybody, it seems like, because of Mercedes, which is fine. But come on, dude. Why are you being a prick?
Tribalism is just a pain in the ass.
It really is.
It kind of gives all of us normal wrestling fans a bad name.
It really does.
All right, well, that's Stooge 1, Minderz. Our second Stooge you were very familiar with.
As I say, especially since we hate equally. We don't just hate one in particular. We will hate both if we need to.
Right, and we'll enjoy
AEW and WWE. Right, and we'll enjoy both if we need to. We don't care.
When we enjoy something on AEW, we will make a point to put it over.
We'll tell you about it when we enjoy something.
Holy shit, Tony Storm was my Judy of the Week.
Exactly.
I think Hobbs was my Hoot of the Week or two ago.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, Stooge number 2, Minderz. You are very familiar with this fella. One Matt Riddle.
Oh, God, what did he do now?
Well, he no-showed Memphis over the weekend.
Whoa.
And here's the story here. Matt Riddle fails to appear at Memphis Wrestling. Matt Riddle was heavily promoted for Memphis Wrestling TV tapings that took place yesterday. I don't know what day this was from. Consequently, the organization had to scramble to find a replacement, which ultimately turned out to be James Storm. Upgrade, if you ask me.
I was going to say, that's not really a replacement, my idea.
Okay, here's the reason. Matt Riddle is acquainted with Nick Hogan, who got married over the weekend. Riddle's excuse for his absence was that he wished to spend time with Hulk Hogan, who was golfing with President Donald Trump. It will be interesting to observe whether Matt Riddle will make amends with Dustin Starr, the owner of Memphis Wrestling. So he'd rather go golfing with Hogan and President Trump than fulfill his obligations.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's not good.
Wow.
I mean, not that I really care. I'm not a big Riddle fan to begin with, but, you know.
He was a lot of fun last year at the Expo, but...
Well, he was also high at the Expo.
I know. Well... Think of who all he was hanging out with. I mean, you had the Godfather. You had RVD.
Oh, when I was in my sting line, he was outside the window, outside of the hotel, with like a whole army of fans just smoking up.
And, yeah, they were just...
And Godfather, probably.
Oh, he was... Yeah, Godfather's out. So was RVD.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah. So Riddle, you know, come on, man, be a pro.
But it seems like here lately, Riddle's been getting himself into a little bit of trouble with some bookings and things like that. So
yeah. It's not a good look for a guy who just won MLW's World Championship.
No, it's not.
Makes you wonder how long Court's going to keep that belt on him.
Hopefully not long.
Alex King.
Exactly. Yes, please. Boomba.
All right. Well, let's move on here, Minderz, because there's something I want to get into we're going to get into Saturday Night's Main Event. So,
all right. Well, can we do Squirt Circle first?
Let's do Squirt Circle first. Let's take a little pause and get into the Expo.
Because actually, this one, from things that have happened that we have not discussed, because they did report, and you and I are both hoping for something. We're hoping that the Friday night show is going to be an NWA show.
Yes, because they announced a crap load of NWA talent.
They did, and has been a staple. The NWA has been a staple of the professional wrestling industry for over 75 years, from the days of Sam Muchnick and Luthez to William Patrick Corgan and Tom Latimer and everyone in between.
By the way, did you hear about Howie Mandel and Billy Corgan this past week?
No.
Apparently, Howie Mandel had Bill Burr on his podcast, the comedian, and
I love Bill Burr.
Oh, me too. Well, anyway, he surprised Bill Burr by having Billy Corgan come out because apparently they're half brothers.
Oh.
Apparently, Billy Corgan's dad was a philandering traveling musician that knocked up Bill Burr's mother.
Gotcha.
And Bill Burr was not happy about getting blindsided with this because apparently it's kind of a touchy subject.
Ah.
And it doesn't take much to piss off Bill Burr. I'm just saying.
No. And you might become the highlight of his next story.
Yes. AJ, I don't care what opportunity came up. If you agreed to be somewhere on a certain date and time, then either you ought to be there or you need to refund folks their money and make sure everyone is square. Lost some respect for Riddle. And I don't know if he got paid in advance or if he gets paid after he appears.
Oh, I'm sure he gets paid in advance because he isn't going to show up unless he has money in his pocket already.
No, he probably already smoked his payday.
I would say he probably already smoked it all, but... So anyway, sorry.
Right, back to the Expo. I'm sorry. Sorry about the little side tangent there.
That's okay. Being the home to start further in their careers for many of today's legends and all-stars, the National Wrestling Alliance has been the pinnacle of our business for many. Today, we are proud to announce that thanks to the generous office of the NWA, Squared Circle Expo is proud to be able to host several current and reigning NWA champions at Squared Circle Expo 5 in Indianapolis, Indiana. So, are you ready?
Hit it.
Well, we kind of knew this first guy was going to be there already because we're not dumb. And that's Carson Drake.
Yeah, he's kind of a regular there.
He's been there every year. I figured he was going to be there.
Current NWA World Television Champion, by the way.
Nah. And then, this is the one I popped for big time. And I know you did too. And we're going to have to get a picture with this guy. And all three of us wearing the same shirt.
Yes.
So, friend of the show, Jeremiah Plunkett.
Yes. It'll be the biggest gathering of Bommy Award winners in one place, I think, in known existence.
It would be. Then we have, you're going to tell me who some of these people are, because there's some of these that
I will do 100. My best.
Okay. Danny Deals.
All right. He is he's like the Don West of the NWA. He's the color commentator and merchandise pitchman for the NWA. He was there last year.
Okay. Big Mama.
Okay, Big Mama, I am not all that familiar with. I believe she is fairly new to like Power on.
Ooh, current reigning NWA Women's World Television Champion.
Uh-huh.
No man, woman, or child. No one is safe from a beating from Mama. Okay.
All right. I was wondering what happened to that women's TV title after Max unified the men's and the women's TV championships.
Yeah. Next, we got Alex Taylor.
All right. Reigning junior heavyweight champion.
And also known as the American Gigolo.
Yeah. Member of the Southern Six with Kerry Morton and Throwbilly.
All right. Thom Latimer.
Tom.
I
thought you said Thom.
It's spelled Thom.
Right, but it's Tom. It's British.
Whatever.
But he is the current World Heavyweight Champion for the NWA.
And then this one I was a little shocked by. We got Christopher Daniels coming to the Squared Circle Expo.
Yeah, I'm excited about that one. I would very much want to meet Chris Daniels. I've been a big fan since, of course, since TNA.
Right.
Because after I saw him in TNA, I backtracked to his Ring of Honor stuff.
Wait, do you think they would have a Curry Man mask?
Well, if they do, we gotta get one for AJ.
We're gonna have to get one for AJ to go.
He's already got Shark Boy.
Yeah, so he needs a Curry Man. This one.
What if there's a Curry Man photo op?
That'd be freaking awesome.
Maybe a Curry Man and Shark Boy photo op if Shark Boy gets announced.
True.
Then that might get AJ to the expo.
Doubt it.
For one day.
Doubt it. Probably not. Squared Circle Expo. With great pleasure, they announce Crazy Steve.
I'm glad he's coming back.
I'm so excited he's coming back. And a nice, well, I don't know if I'd say nice, but another women star, Miss Kate, that we're familiar with.
Miss Kate. We saw her at PWE, didn't we?
We sure did. And then this one threw us all for a loop. And we couldn't figure out who it was.
That's a point here. Yeah, I think he's right here.
True.
Yeah.
And then this one threw us all for, we weren't sure, but Nixon Newell.
Yeah, I had to figure out who that was from the name, but
yeah, it is the former Tegan Knox.
Yeah. Team Kick.
Yep. And then it looks like that's everything.
Danhausen.
I already said Dadhausen.
You didn't say Danhausen today. You said Daniels.
Not today I didn't, but I'd already said Dadhausen.
It bears repeating. He's awesome.
Okay, Danhausen's going to be there.
Nice.
I don't think... Did you see Fonzie got his dates wrong? He's going to be over at Indy this weekend.
He's at WrestleCon, yeah.
He's at WrestleCon this weekend. I saw that and I was... wrong one.
Well, he can always come back in a few weeks and do another one.
Yeah, we'll see.
Daddy.
All right. Well, that's everything we've got now for Squared Circle Expo. If you haven't got your tickets yet, you better get on it.
1 day.
It's all 1 day now. You have to buy, if you want to go both days, you got to buy each day individually.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I mean, it's getting more and more exciting every time they announce people for the expo.
They're eventually, I think, going to have to get into a bigger place.
Part of me hopes not, because I really like being able to stay in that hotel.
And I like being able to stay across the street. So I like not being in that hotel just for the simple fact of the noise. But
where they put us last year, I didn't have to worry about that because we were up in the...
You guys are back in the back corner of the whole place.
I don't know, I'd be pissed off. Because the year before, we were in that really cushy spot right on the first floor.
Well, hopefully this year you're not all the way back. Hopefully the other elevator's working, and you guys don't have to walk all the way to the front for your elevator all the time.
Right. But anyway, we're getting off on another tangent, Minderz, because why not?
Exactly. It's what we do.
So let's talk Saturday night's main event, Minderz. We had we kind of talked about Rhea and Nia. That was the opening match.
What do you think about Jesse Ventura calling out everybody in Texas about how he set the colder weather down and they don't know how to handle it? Schools are closed. And
well, it kind of depends on which part of Texas. San Antonio, I think they're better about it than like southern Texas. But the closer you get to like Oklahoma, then they're used to cold weather like that. But yeah, he had to make the little dig being a Minnesota guy. And
he did. And then he started complaining about the governor, and I was like, oh my goodness, here we go.
As a governor, he's allowed.
I know. Right. That was my thought.
I kind of want that Jesse's Retreat shirt.
I did too. I like that shirt a lot.
Throwback to the old Plato's Retreat shirts he used to wear in his promos.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But yeah, I like that a lot.
I like the dynamic him and Joe Tessitore.
They do very well together.
Joe's a really good straight man to Jesse.
Although I will tell you what, I didn't realize how much Pat McAfee annoys me. He's almost getting to Excalibur. Yeah, he's almost getting there for me.
Well, now, because at least he has a personality.
Well, and I will say that he toned it down a lot Saturday night and Monday. So, but man,
do you think that there's been meetings?
I think there has been. Because, I mean, he was really saying some stupid stuff. And it was annoying and obnoxious.
He's not as obnoxious doing the football pregame shows he does.
Well, I'm sure he's not, because that's more up his alley and everybody's used to. He knows what he's really talking about there.
True.
When you get him on the wrestling stuff, he thinks
he's fanboying.
He knows. Yeah, he's fanboying. He's not being serious about it. And maybe that's why I like Corey so much better than I like Pat. I don't know.
Yeah, well. It sounds like Corey's assimilating to NXT nicely, from what I've heard.
Yeah, he's supposed to be on there tonight, isn't he?
Yeah, he was on there last week.
Oh, was he on last week?
Yeah. You watched last week.
I did watch last week. Why am I all confused?
Do we need to test your brain again?
No, please don't, because apparently I didn't remember. Oh, you know what it was?
What?
I didn't watch NXT. I watched TNA.
Oh, that's right. You watched the live TNA.
That's what threw me off. Because I watched TNA because I found out I had access.
You watched them try to ruin Mance Warner.
Oh, my God. Actually, he was the other one that was up for hoot just because.
I love Manser, but.
I popped so big when he came out. I was like, okay. I don't.
Kind of a convoluted storyline to get him in there, but,
Still don't understand what the 23 is all about, but okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But I like me some Mance Warner, so.
Oh, I know you do. But, okay, back to Saturday Night Main Event.
All right, so we talked about Rhea and Nia. Then was that Fatu and Braun second?
No, it was Sheamus and
Braun. Damn, I love watching those two.
I was gonna say they can put those two on any time. Them and even even add Kaiser to the mix because. And I wouldn't hate it if they might add Pete Dunne in there at one point. I just think all those guys would work so well. They work so well together.
It seems like they're teasing potentially having Kaiser and Pete team up.
Yeah. I wouldn't hate that.
No?
I would not hate that.
I don't know. Would it be a new, would they just go back with Gunther, redo Imperium, but with Pete Dunne instead of Da Vinci?
I don't think so.
It seems like they've been doing a pretty good job of getting Kaiser away from Gunther.
Right. So I wouldn't be surprised if Kaiser and Pete don't do their own tag team thing.
Right.
That's just my personal.
And they're both really good tag team wrestlers, so.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be good with that. I half expected Sheamus to win the belt Saturday.
I kind of wanted him to. I want him to get that. I want him to get that last belt that he needs.
It's almost like they're holding it off of him just to keep him around.
Right. Which makes me wonder. I wonder how all that'll play out around WrestleMania time. If that won't be when he wins it, maybe. I
just
don't
hope
know.
they don't do like a 6-man ladder match for the.
Yeah, no, let's
the
not
belt.
do that. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
All right. After that was Fatu and Strowman.
What other matches did we have?
I think
feel
it
like
was just the contract signing and the Jay Gunther match.
Okay, then yes, Fatu and Strowman were next.
I liked that Jacob bumped for a couple minutes, let Braun throw him around, and then just murdered him.
Yeah. Well, like I said earlier, I think the DQ was the perfect way to go with that. Because it made it didn't really hurt Braun.
No, it made Jacob look like a.
And it made Jacob look like a beast.
Yeah.
So.
And they had. I saw something today. It's like, how bad is it when Tama Tonga is your voice of reason?
Right. Exactly. That's a little disturbing. I'm just gonna say it. That was more than a little disturbing. That was a lot disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
But.
All right. Then we had our contract signing, Kevin and Cody with Shawn Michaels.
That was so well done. I personally thought that was well done.
I want to take you to a photo here, Minderz.
Yeah. Yeah.
As happy as all the fans were to see this in San Antonio, you know who I think was the happiest?
Kevin?
Kevin.
For taking it?
Because Shawn Michaels was his hero when he was growing up.
Well, here's what I've been thinking of. How many of these legends...
a star on the sole of his shoe?
There is a star on the sole of his shoe. Well, his boot. How many of the Legends finishers has KO taken now?
Really?
Huh?
I don't need to see Shawn's taint really in this photo.
Well,
I'm going to put that down.
Okay. But how many times has KO taken like the Legends finishes? Because he took Stone Cold Stunner. He's fought John Cena and got in the AA and all that.
Big Show.
And now you've got... I love it.
Yeah.
You know, he's living out his childhood dreams right now, in my opinion. But
I think he is more liked in that locker room than a lot of people give him credit for.
Oh, yeah.
Like in the dirt sheets, thinking, he's got to get out of there. I think he's in a great spot.
I think he handles keeping... For me, he's the one that's best at kayfabe. Mm-hmm. That's just me.
He's one of the best ones.
He's one of the best ones.
Drew's pretty good at it too.
Yes. But he's really good at keeping it separate, making sure that, all right, we can be friends, but we're not going to be seen together. We're not going to be, I'm not going to send you a get well soon message on social media.
I'll call you on your personal phone.
I'll call you on your personal line and tell you and different things like that. So.
It's like when worst one ever was still when Braun and Roman were sightseeing in Rome on their European tour when they were in the middle of a blood feud.
Blood feud, yeah. No, you dumbasses. It's not what you do.
I mean, it's not like it's somebody who's not going to stick out like a sore thumb. It's Braun Strowman, for God's sake. He's 6'8", 350.
Right.
In Italy, where nobody's that big.
Right. And did you notice when they did the tail of the tape between Strowman and Fatu? I didn't realize Fatu was giving up almost 100 pounds.
Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't realize that Braun's biceps are bigger than Hogan's.
Mm-hmm.
Probably doesn't sit well with the old Hulkster.
No one cares. He wasn't there last night, or he wasn't there Saturday night.
I kind of wish he would have been there just to hear what Jesse would have said.
Oh, wait. His son got married. He wouldn't have been. He was too busy playing with Trump.
Yeah, to Tump.
Mm-hmm.
Like a puppets.
All right, let's move on. No politics on this show.
No politics, just wrestling.
All right. So then we had Jay versus Gunther.
Yeah, which again, Jay actually had a good match pulled out of him by Gunther on this.
Yeah.
One. There was more than one spot where I thought he was going to win.
Oh yeah. But you know what? I'm not sure if I'm going to chalk that up to Jay or if I'm going to chalk that up to Gunther.
I'm curious to know who the agent was for that match.
I am too.
It seems like it'd be a P.D. Williams or a Shane Helms match.
Yeah. Let me see. Hey, we do need to send out a belated birthday shout out to Dust or
Mad
Mad
Rock.
Rocks.
Yes, Mad Rock's our friend from Mad Bash Studios. Had a birthday yesterday.
Sounds right.
Yeah, happy birthday. We're gonna be hanging out with the other half of Mad Bash, Dickie Wabash, on Thursday,
Yep.
recording the ECW Guilty as Charged 2000 watch along for the Extreme F and Review podcast, which I think will drop next Friday, like a week from this coming Friday, if I'm not mistaken.
It helps
Wait,
if I spell J right.
it's just a J. Oh, Jay Uso. Yeah, Jey.
Blah blah blah.
I like the finish when Jay went for the spear, but Gunther just caught him in a power bomb.
Right? That was really good. And it doesn't say.
What?
I was looking to see who the agent was.
Oh.
See if it said or not. See who put it together. But all right, let's move on.
All right, well, let's talk Raw from last night. And I'm going to sound like an old fossil, Minderz, but who the hell are all these celebrities that are in the
I
crowd?
don't know.
I knew 2 Chainz. That's about it.
But you did better than I did.
And I just know him from Tony Schiavone's podcast because they talk about 2 Chainz. I never seen him before. Couldn't pick him out of a lineup or name any of his songs, but I know the name.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then
I think they're just
what's his name? The streaming guy that showed up that got invited to the Rumble. I don't know. They say he's a big deal in the streaming world. Like, again, couldn't tell him from Adam's House Cat. And something I noticed too. There were a couple spots on that show, Minderz. Number one, when Jackie was interviewing Theory and Waller in the crowd, but then the next segment they showed him in the crowd sitting there and introduced him. Are they doing those interviews like during the commercial breaks, but they're getting caught on the live feed?
I don't know, because
they did the same thing with the streaming guy. He showed up and Pat interviewed him, and then they showed him in the crowd and put his name up and made it look like.
Here's the thing: I know for a fact that Theory and Waller were actually sitting there in that spot for a fact, because last night during that tag team match between the War Raiders and JD and Dom, I actually watched the match on Theory's live.
Oh, he was streaming it.
He was streaming it on Instagram.
Oh, wow. Were they making snarky comments?
Oh, it was so fun. If I can watch it like that all the time, yes, please, because it was awesome.
I get it. What social media did he use?
Instagram.
Okay, maybe I have to go look for that because I actually do use Instagram.
Well, I follow Theory on Instagram, so it popped up and said Austin Theory is live, and I was like, sweet, let's go. So now. I will forewarn you, there's about a minute lapse in time of what things were happening.
I'm curious. What did he think about JD eating that table?
He didn't say a whole lot about it.
Probably because he made sure he was dead.
He just said, "Oh damn, that sucks." Was about the extent of it.
Okay, that sounds like it. Because if he was in character, he probably would have been laughing.
Well, and most of it was you're looking like you see Austin's face most of the time, and then on occasion he'd flip it around.
Oh wow!
So
you're watching Austin Theory watch the match.
Exactly. It was like a live reaction.
Fantastic.
It was kind of amazing. I enjoyed it a lot, actually. And then Austin's like, I don't know who this guy is, but he was like talking to the people in the crowd, and then he'd flip it around and he'd be like, damn, he just landed on the ground, and he'd yell at the guys to get out of his way, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
All right, so you brought it up. We got to talk about that tag team match.
It was hard to watch even before JD hit his head.
Go deeper.
I don't know. I don't know if the two teams just didn't have chemistry or what was going on.
Dom and JD don't team up a lot, so I think that was a big part of it.
It was just...
Not to mention that JD was loopier than hell.
Well, yeah, but he wasn't loopier until a little bit later. But
I think a lot of it has to do with, and you know me, I'm big on tag team chemistry, and I think a big part of the issue was Dom and JD not being regular tag team partners.
I hope that was. I don't know what it was, but I don't know that. Like, I know Bari, our buddy Bari, last night had a rough time watching it, and
how he did not get a concussion is a
I have
miracle to
no
me.
idea. I have no idea how he didn't.
Does he have that Homer Simpson thing where his head is like 3 layers thick? And like
he has to. That's why we call him McFunko. But yeah.
Let's first off the moonsault. He's done that thing a million times. It always looks great when he does it, but do they need to be doing it on the side where the table is?
No.
He should be doing it on the side where the ramp is, where you got
correct
more space.
Exactly.
It kind of goes along with the GCW show, because instead of going ramp side, Allie did her dive into the guardrail, and that's when she got hurt. It just seems like,
did the spot even need to happen? Period.
What, the Allie shot?
No, the
moonsault. They like their high spots, and I mean, it makes sense. He's a small guy against a big guy. You got to take the high risks and all that. It looked like he just bounced off of Ivar. It was Ivar, right? That he moonsaulted onto. He bounced off of him. It's not like Ivar should have been like. And I'm not putting this on Ivar. It's just a thing. But
yeah,
when JD hits, they should both go down. But before he could do anything, JD just bounced off of him and boom, hits the table. And
like you said, I don't think you can blame either one of them, honestly, because it wasn't like it wasn't like Ivar intentionally threw him into the table.
Guy and,
yeah, exactly. But and then the kick to the back of the head. That was just.
That's unnecessary.
It really wasn't.
Oh my goodness! And apparently during the commercial break, Michael Cole insisted I got the medical over to check on him.
Yeah. AJ says, sounds like the common denominator here is wrestlers doing too damn much. Grab a headlock and throw a good working punch or two. You won't get hurt doing that.
Well, that's just it. I mean, JD, other than those moonsaults, he doesn't do a whole lot of that high-flying stuff. He's a technical wrestler.
And then, autopilot. He's been wrestling so long, his body just ran. And did you see Eric delivering that knee to the back of his head? Yeah.
Yeah, and the doctor checked him, and apparently he said he was okay, so they let him keep going. But he was out of it, and
he got to the back and passed out.
He collapsed as soon as he got through the curtain, because apparently, and this is from his socials, he wound up with a couple broken ribs and a punctured lung out of that spot.
Which is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, and it's also ridiculous the guy cowboyed up and finished the match.
Yeah.
So, credit to where it's due. I mean, he's a tough bastard. And JD, right, Danhausen? Yes.
But that one was tough to watch.
Yeah, and now JD's out for a couple months. It sounds like.
That's what it sounds like. So he should be able to return at WrestleMania.
Hopefully he'll be back in time for WrestleMania. I could see them keeping him off until afterwards.
Yeah,
you don't want to be in WrestleMania without a story.
Right. Well, and I could see him coming back the night after WrestleMania.
Right.
Yeah.
Or maybe he shows up interferes in something for Finn at Mania. But remains to be seen. The main thing is hopefully the guy's all right.
Yep. He's going to be a babyface.
He got over last night.
Yep.
And I was half expecting that table to have a dent in it from his head.
That was just.
Yeah, let's move on. War Raiders won. They retained.
Which I figured is where that was going anyway, but
especially
if it would have been Finn and McDonough, it might have been different.
I don't know. They probably would have retained if JD was hurt.
No, that's true.
Unless they wanted to do the Freebird rule and have Finn and Carlito or something, but
Well, Carlito was out there.
He showed up. I think he got out there. He went out there to buy some time for JD.
That makes sense.
Although he might have been going out there anyway, because that's kind of how they roll with the interference and everything. But
very true. But let's move on.
I forget the order of events on the show last night. But
I want to say it was the women's tag match after that.
So that would be Naomi and Bianca against Liv and Raquel. I figured that they were going to win this match because I think Liv and Raquel are going to take the belts off of them. They're really the only established women's tag team with any track record of success in the company because they're
other than
tag champs.
Damage Control.
Right.
But yeah, I'm with you on that one, I think.
And I'm okay with it because they got to do something to keep the heat on Liv.
Well, Dom out there trying to win her heart back.
Yeah, well, he did things right. I think he got some points. But I think Liv should win the tag titles with Raquel, or at very least win the Intercontinental belt off Lyra.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're doing a whole lot with that Intercontinental belt, aren't they?
Well, it's only been a couple weeks. I mean, it's hard to do that because it's Rumble time, so she's going to be in the Rumble. They can't really build to an opponent yet. Okay. I don't know who it's going to be on Raw because Zelina just went to SmackDown.
Yep. So I have a feeling she's going to chase after Chelsea.
Probably. I got a feeling that she's the most viable contender they could think of for Chelsea because that's going to be Mia, but I don't think she's going to win the belt off of her.
Yeah. Sean, you ask us this every week, and we tell you the same thing every week.
You know what? I'm going to be bold. I'm going to say the Rumble.
I think so too.
I don't think she's going to be in the Rumble, but I think she's going to show up in the Rumble. At the Rumble, I should say.
Yeah. See, okay, so where's your whiteboard? Well, no. We'll wait till we get to Rumble Talk. Let's wait till we get to Rumble Talk before we get there. Because you and I were kind of talking about this a little bit before we came on. So, well, we'll get there. Right. We'll get there.
What did you think of the interaction with Punk and Sammy last night?
I mean,
it was a little throwaway.
And I get.
But I like that Sammy threw it out there that he was in the main event at WrestleMania and Punk wasn't.
Yeah. Okay, but the New Day and Xavier's family.
Oh man, I'm loving this.
I am too. I absolutely.
Kofi's mama turned her back on Kofi. Now Creed's whole family turns on Xavier.
Oh my gosh, that was great because they didn't show up till 2 seconds before the match ended.
Like a minute before the match was over, they showed up finally.
And it comes out there or whatever, and they're just standing there, and then the shirt is displayed about New Day sucks. I was like, oh damn.
They're going to town on this story, and I am here for it.
I love it. Sean, will Zelina be the one to take the belt off of Chelsea?
I think so.
I think so now. Originally, I thought Piper. So. Yeah. Originally, I thought Piper, but we had to wait for them to turn Piper, so we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the New Day segment, though, I really liked it.
Marvelous. And I love the fact that they're not wearing the colors anymore. They're just wearing black.
Yeah. No stupid things are coming out, too. And
Ooh.
What?
Barry just sent something in the messenger.
Okay.
Give you a second.
Oh. Okay.
You free on February 22nd?
Of course I'm free on February 22nd.
Real quick, AJ, nobody is going to take that belt off of Madam President Green. She has 4 years to whip this country into shape.
We knew that was coming.
He warned us yesterday that this was going to be his way of thinking. He acknowledges Chelsea Green as the new president of the United States. Sean, you are correct. Penta did tease going after Breaker, so I'm okay with it.
I am too.
With the proper build.
Right. And I think that one will
Chamber.
Chamber?
I think Chamber.
Could be. That means we don't get Sheamus against Braun again. I don't like it.
unless that's a Mania.
Yeah, it's true.
Maybe they do a fatal 4-way. Sheamus, Chrysler, Braun, and Penta.
We'll see what happens there. I'm still trying to figure out where Penta fits in all this at right now.
Well, he's only been there 2 weeks, so
exactly. That's why I'm still trying to figure out where exactly he fits in at.
Right. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see, but that's all right. What else? We got the Drew and Sammy was the main event match, one main event segment. I always like watching those two though.
That was fun.
Sammy got a cut on the nose.
We didn't talk about Seth and.
Well, how they were able to make Gunther a heel and a baby face in the span of 5 minutes because of Logan Paul.
Exactly. Dude, Paul had so much heat.
Yeah, they don't care for him in Texas.
They don't like him.
Were they in Texas?
No, they were in Georgia. They were in Atlanta.
Or Atlanta, that's right.
Yeah, they don't like him there.
No.
He had Hogan heat.
Yeah, he didn't have Dom heat. He had Hogan heat.
He had Hogan heat.
They did not care for him. They didn't really care for Drew either. They were kind of rude to Drew. No one cares. Come on. I kind of cared. I wanted to hear what he had to say. But
that just means he's doing his job right.
Yeah, but Gunther saying he hoped Seth won the Rumble so he could beat him and make him look like an idiot. Then here comes Logan Paul, runs his mouth, and like, I changed my mind. I want Logan to win. So.
And here's the fun part about it: none of them are going to win.
Sean wants to know, could Jade cost Bianca and Naomi the tag titles? I don't think so. I think Naomi's going to cost them the tag titles. I think Naomi's going to turn heel on Bianca in the match.
Well, Naomi did eat the pin last night.
That she did. But I could see her like doing the old Rick Martel walk away on Bianca in that tag match.
Or Jade wanting her spot back, or well, I guess we'll see.
That seems lazy to me.
Well,
maybe that's how they get Jade back. Naomi takes off, and then then Jade just shows up and takes her spot in the match, and because technically they're still tag champs,
right?
So I don't know. There's ways to go about this.
Give us the book, H.
I'll just take the booker's pay.
Yeah, no kidding.
Kind of look like Triple H.
Yeah, okay, so moving on.
I don't have the muscle. I don't have
we
the big muscle.
We got to get to this Cody and Punk thing.
Man.
Because it was so good. And Punk was almost my good hoot of the week.
If I wasn't already watching this pay-per-view, this would have gotten me to watch the pay-per-view.
Damn right. It was so good.
Sam Knight's here?
Shut up.
I liked the verbal. It wasn't crazy, excitable, and intense or anything, but it was just like Punk, like trying to give advice almost to Cody at first.
In a smart alecky, slarmy kind of way.
But that's the only way Punk knows.
Yeah, that's true.
I think Jordynne Grace is going to start on NXT, but I do think she'll be in the Rumble.
Yeah, I think she'll be in the Rumble. She was in the Rumble last year. She's got to be in the Rumble this year.
Yes.
I wonder if Masha's going to show up at the Rumble.
We'll get to that.
We'll talk. I'm sorry. I'm jumping ahead.
You wanted to talk about Punk and Cody, then you're going off about the Rumble.
I know. I'm sorry.
I liked the bit where Punk said that he was his friend, so where all his friends were stabbing him in the back, he was going to stab him in the front.
Mm-hmm. I like that. I liked that a lot, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was, hey, they want to stab you in the back, but guess what? I'm going to tell you I'm coming for you. So.
Right. Yeah, just everything about that. The like, there's so many like sound bites in that promo that stuck with me. Like when Cody said that they were always chasing Punk, but now Punk's chasing him.
Yep.
It's just good shit.
So, I was working on my new hobby while I was watching Raw last night.
Oh, you're painting stuff?
My art, yeah. And Mom was watching it. Punk started going through all that, and I said, he said something, and I go, but I'm gonna be the one to take that off of you. And Mom goes, what? And I go, no, that's what he's gonna say next. And lo and behold, it was almost verbatim exactly what Punk said next. And I was like, Mom just looks at me, she's like, you watch too much. I said, yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's something like someday somebody's gonna come up and beat you and take that belt away from you, and then he said the bad news is
Yeah.
gonna be me.
It's gonna be me. I was like, yep, that sounds about right.
Oh my god.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. Perfect way to close the show last night. I enjoyed Raw last night. I think they've been hitting pretty much since the Netflix thing started. They're getting the kinks worked out too. Like a lot of the stuff that the little technical glitches and issues they had the first couple of weeks, I'm not seeing that now.
Right. They're getting there. I still love the drone view.
Oh, me too.
I
wish
really
they'd
like
use it
that.
more for like during the actual matches.
Right.
Like it's mainly just for crowd shots and things like that.
But at the same time, if you do it for the matches, I think it would. Maybe they're
They have
worried
to
about
pick
it
their spots for it.
moving too much, or yeah. We shall see.
Yeah, like if there's something where Logan's going to jump off the top rope through the announce table, they can do like a flyby or something to catch
Right.
that. Excuse me. All right. Well, Minderz, what do you say we? You want to pay some bills real quick, then we'll get into the Rumble.
Sure, let's do that.
All right, we are back, and let's get into some Royal Rumble talk here, Minderz. So far in the men's match, we have, I believe, 12, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13 names announced officially so far. So almost half.
Almost half.
Roman Reigns, John Cena, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, LA Knight, Shinsuke Nakamura, Rey Mysterio, Penta, Braun Breaker, and Logan Paul, by my count.
Sounds about right.
So there's a lot of room for surprises. There's some names that haven't officially been announced. I think are givens. Damian Priest, I think, obviously. Jacob Fatu. You know, we've been saying it. You know,
Solo.
Gable. I don't even know if Solo might possibly. I don't know what they're doing with Solo. Are they giving him a little time off to learn a new hold?
Maybe.
But I mean, Chad Gable's going to be in there, I'm sure.
I think they have to have New Day.
I was going to say I hope both New Day guys are in there. But after that, it gets a little murky. Like maybe an Andrade or a Miz, Carmelo Hayes, Pete Dunne, like Kaiser, guys like that. But then I start thinking about who could be surprises in this, and it could be NXT, it could be TNA people. And
I think Joe Hendry's given.
I can see it. Part of me wants him to not be in it because I want him to be one of the prizes, like to be a potential, like maybe they can pick him. But I do think Nemeth is going to be in it.
Okay.
I mean, big name. He has rolled out doing stuff with them. So.
Well, Nemeth he's always been in Royal Rumble, or he's been in one before. So that's the reason I was kind of thinking, dude, what if Mercer gets in there? Or Manser. What if Manser gets in there?
I'd love it. I don't think they're ready for Manser in WWE.
I just heard the cackle in the background.
I'll tell you who I want to see going there is Moose.
Mm.
I could see Moose going in there.
Who does Oba go?
Again, Oba's got the NXT Championship. He should be one of the prizes. Because there's a precedent there. Because
but then we can get the
challenge
face
for the
off.
NXT Championship.
We can at least get the face off.
I want the face off, but I don't want Oba in there.
Okay, if that's the case, then I see Trick going in there.
I see Trick going in there also. I think Omos will be in.
Omos?
He just finished up with Noah, and he's coming back, he said. So,
okay.
And I'm very curious to see how he does, because I've heard nothing but good things about his work in Noah while he was over there.
Well, good. Hopefully come back a little bit better.
It's a different animal in Japan than WWE, of course. But,
right.
But I'm very curious. I've heard a lot of teasing from one Bully Ray on Busted Open about him being in it.
Of course.
Sean asked about Josh Alexander. I think I would like to see Alexander go in there. He's done. He's not with TNA anymore. His contract's up.
He's still with TNA.
No, his contract's up.
No, Josh, no. This is why you should have watched TNA last week.
No, I know he got taken out, but I think that's how they got him off TV.
No. He didn't.
You're holding out on me, Minderz.
Him and EY are now teaming together and going after the North, whatever those guys' names is that were with him, they turned on him.
His North Jabronis.
Yes, his North Jabronis.
See, I don't get access, so I couldn't watch it.
You don't get Sling? Oh, you don't have Sling?
At YouTube TV, they don't have access.
But no, Josh is not done yet.
But he could still be in the Rumble because
he could be.
Relationship.
Oh, I agree, he could be, but I'm just saying.
But he's not done with TNA yet.
Do we get Gresham?
Probably not. I would say probably not on that. I think Gresham is going to be one of those guys that he'll go to NXT first. Our glorious tribal chief will win the Rumble and right the wrongs of last year's WrestleMania. Put an end to this shit. So we've established this. We talked to AJ about this. He feels that Roman is going to be the champion until Roman wins the championship.
Correct. And then it will continue on.
And we've discussed this on the podcast, why he thinks that Roman is still the champion.
Yes.
And we don't need to go into it again.
Yeah, let's not. It's a lot more fun when he's on here to tell
rant.
To tell it, yeah.
What about Ethan Page?
I wondered about that too.
Imagine, I want to see Ethan Page and Josh Alexander have a face-off in the Rumble.
That'd be fun.
The Nort.
As
Pat Patterson would say. All right, so with that said, I always like to ask this. Who do you think is going to be number 1? Who do you think is going to be number 30?
I think number 30 is going to be Brock Lesnar.
I do like that idea. Because I told you the idea that I heard in the car.
I know, and the more I think about that idea, the more I think that's what's going to happen.
It makes perfect sense.
It does. Now, number 1, I almost wonder if it won't be Finn, LA, one of those guys. Just for the simple fact they need somebody with a gas tank.
I'll throw one out there. I think it might be Gable.
I could see that.
Maybe start with like Gable and
Otis.
not Otis.
Tozawa. Why not?
You said gas tank. What about Gable and the Penta? 1 and 2.
Maybe
it'd be one of the TNA guys come in. Maybe it'd be Gable and Alexander.
Yeah, those two got a tank.
Yeah. Ziggler could be one of the first 2. He's done it before. He's been number 1 before.
Yeah. Sean thinks CM Punk's gonna win. So
okay. Okay. Should I fill in the listeners on the idea that I heard?
Yes, because I kind of think it's brilliant.
I can't take credit for it, but I can agree with it. It came from Bully Ray on Busted Open last week. And his scenario was that it comes down to Punk and Roman before
Sean, you give Brock enough money. You give Brock enough money, it ain't gonna matter.
Yeah, but this is before number 30 even comes out.
You can't have KO as number 1.
He can if he loses.
No, it's true. But then, do you really want to put him in as 1? What if he's 30?
I think Owens has a good tank. He could be number 1, but number 30 makes sense too. But anyway, don't get ahead of me here.
Sorry.
So anyway, we got Roman and you got Punk, and then number 30 hasn't come out yet. So number 30 hits, it's Brock. So then you got all 3 guys, all Heyman's boys in there. Mm-hmm. Heyman's on the floor doing his face and being Paul, which is always great. His jowls are jiggling and. Mm-hmm. Hang on, I'll get to that, Sean. I have a thought. But then Brock eliminates Roman, and then Brock eliminates himself, so Punk wins, and that is the favor from Paul Heyman that he got Brock to get Roman out.
Yep. I mean, it makes sense.
I love that idea. It makes perfect sense.
It makes perfect sense.
And then you got Brock for Mania. Maybe he gets Gunther. They were pushing for, fans have been asking for that since last year's WrestleMania.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Barry says if Fatu enters, then nobody fucking he wins.
I like this one. Stop it!
I'm sorry, I didn't touch it.
I like AJ's. Everyone gets eliminated before number 30 enters. Ring is empty. We get the countdown. 30 is R-Truth. And he wins without doing anything.
Oh, Truth is going to do something epic in that Rumble.
I want Truth to show up on TNA and be like, where's the Rumble?
Oh, my goodness. So, real quick, Sean says, I wonder who the Lucha numbers that Ray gave Gable. What was it, Dom first?
Oh, it was Dom that gave it to Gable.
But I think it's Aleister Black. And here's why. Because Gable said he was going to learn the dark arts of Lucha Libre, right? Mm-hmm. Aleister and Zelina's school was called the Dark Arts Academy.
Ah, good call. Good call.
So I think that's how they get Aleister back.
I could see that.
And I'm okay with it. I like that Aleister Black.
What do
you think of the Hounds of Hell in AEW?
I kind of like it.
It's not bad. I heard they're going to rebrand. They're both going with new names.
Yeah. As long as he's not Buddy anymore.
Buddy! Yeah, that never worked.
Dude! Ospreay. Come on, learn the people's names.
What?
2 weeks ago.
Oh, he said Buddy Murphy. I remember.
You called him Buddy Murphy. I was like, no, it's Buddy Matthews now. Jackass.
Just call him Bruv like you call everybody else. So you don't
just call him Bruv, and then you don't have to worry about it.
Okay. I like the idea of Kevin Owens being number 30 after losing the ladder match. If he's in any shape to compete after a ladder match. That's, again, big question. But everybody was saying they want Cena to win.
I think Elimination Chamber.
After last night, it's got to be Punk.
It's got to be Punk.
Got to be. Then Cena can win the Elimination Chamber match, go on, face Gunther, whoever's the world champion.
Yep. Okay. So, thinking of ways to stir the pot.
You always are.
As I do. Do you think Randy comes back and costs Kevin Owens the match?
I could see it. Is it possible Randy's number 30? Or is Kevin number 30 and then Orton just shows up and gloms him out of the ring?
Sean, we'll get there in a minute.
We'll get there in a second.
I don't want to talk about AEW right this moment. I could just see Randy coming back and being the little snake that he is.
RKO everybody and then get thrown out.
Well, no, I think he's going to cost Kevin the title.
He may give him a pile driver, lay him out.
Yeah, let him deal with it.
I can see it, and then maybe we get Kevin and Randy at WrestleMania.
I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with it too. They got to blow off that feud.
They do.
No holds barred, so the pile driver's legal.
And I could see them pulling off a match that would epic.
I agree. I agree. Then maybe Sammy helps Kevin win, turns heel.
I could see that happening. Have Sammy turn heel then. Mm-hmm. Although Sammy's starting to become the Big Show.
Oh, well, it's been over a year since he turned babyface. Big Show was like every 6 months.
That's true. That's true.
And Sammy was heel for like 2 or 3 years, wasn't he?
Well, yeah, because he's with Bloodline.
Yeah. So I don't think he's quite at Big Show level yet.
Not a Big Show level yet.
I part of me kind of hopes we get an Omos Mysterio face-off in the Rumble. Just for the size difference.
So Sean thinks that Randy's going to turn on Cody. I think that's eventually coming. That's not going to happen though right now.
If it happens, it will be the night after WrestleMania.
Yeah. Or they might wait and do that at SummerSlam. Mm-hmm. SummerSlam or Survivor Series.
Of course, that also depends on if Cody wins the title match at WrestleMania. Right.
Well, we got to get Randy and Cody at some time just because.
Oh, it's going to happen.
Yeah. Just because.
I kind of think we need to get Randy as a heel before the eventual match with Cena that they're going to have on this retirement tour.
Right.
Because babyface Cena against heel Orton is always good stuff.
Always.
Yes. All right. Well, let's talk. So we both agree we think Punk's going to win.
Yes.
After this past Monday night. All right.
I have high hopes, though, for things that happen in the Rumble actually leading to something outside of.
Mm-hmm. Usually you get a few matches from Mania lined up out of the Rumble.
Well, and then my other question is, does Wyatt 6 show up?
I kind of hope not. If they do, it's to fuck with the Miz.
Okay. And Karrion. Although, I haven't figured out what Karrion's doing quite yet.
He's kind of that devil on your shoulder thing going on.
He really is, and I don't hate it. I kind of like it.
It's kind of, I don't know if you remember this, Minderz. It's kind of what they did with Sean O'Hare in 2003.
Okay. So kind of getting everybody else to do their bidding.
Not necessarily, but just getting in their heads to just make them doubt what they're doing is right. Sean O'Hare convinced Brian Kendrick to go streaking, for example.
Yikes.
Sean, I think it's Punk. I think Punk wins the belt at Mania.
I do too.
All right, well, let's shift gears, man. Let's talk the Women's Rumble. On this one, we've got 10 names officially announced so far. Nia Jax, Bayley, Charlotte, Naomi, Bianca, Liv, Raquel Rodriguez, Lyra, Ivy Nile, and Io Sky officially.
I'm bummed Tiffy's not going to be in.
Well, she gets a night off. She gets to hang out and watch the Carnage.
I think Maxine will be in.
I think Maxine will be in. I think Natty will be in.
I do too.
We already said Jordan Grace. I think will be in.
Like I said, I wouldn't mind. Well, no, we can't do Masha because she's up for the prize.
You talking TNA?
Yeah.
Match by Elegance.
Just for of who I'm familiar with, mm-hmm. I really would like to see Heather by Elegance get in there. I really would. I would just.
They could have
it'd be a proud aunt moment. It'd be a proud aunt moment.
You remember when Matt Hardy had Shannon Moore was his little MFer?
Yeah.
They could do that like every time Ash is about to get thrown out, then Heather goes like on the other side of the floor, like puts her feet up to keep her in.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm trying to think who Rosemary could be in. You never know. She's done stuff with NXT.
Yeah, I know she has. See, I'm more looking at who's in NXT that might go.
I'd like to see a Rosemary and Maxine interaction.
I think Maxine would just
be herself.
Yeah.
As far as NXT goes, I mean Roxanne, I think will be in.
I think Cora will be in.
I think Stephanie and Dario will both be in. Well, Daria's hurt.
Oh, she's hurt?
I think she's hurt. Not severely, but I think she'll be out just like enough to miss the Rumble. But Stephanie, I think, will be in. Stephanie
Mm-hmm.
Becaire.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
There you got AJ. He assumes Roxanne will be in. Yeah.
I would like,
Um,
I would like to see Jada Parker in there.
and I was going to say Lola Vice. So,
It's true too.
yeah.
If Trick is in, then I think Lash will be in. I can see them.
That's happening tonight too, isn't it?
Tag match, right? It's Lash and Jackson against Bailey and Julia. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Tag titles.
Bianca
and Naomi.
Naomi.
Yeah, Bailey and Julia have Roxy and Cora. Yeah. My mistake. Like I said, Zelina Vega will be in there. Piper's going to be in there because we got to have some big girls in there to throw people around.
She said Nia.
Well, you got Nia, yeah. I think Candice LeRae will be in there to run interference for Nia.
Shotzi,
yeah.
I mean, Shotzi.
I can see Shotzi roll in there in the tank.
Yep. Who do you think's going to be the big surprise? Who's the legend? Because somebody threw out the name of Nikki Bella the other day, and I was like, no.
I would not be surprised if it's Mickie James.
I wouldn't either.
I mean, they got that LFG show coming up on A&E, and she's a big part of that, so I could see them doing that. Hold
on. Let me see who all's at WrestleCon.
Oh, Sean just cleared up. Zarya will be out 5 weeks, and could Nikki Bella return? I heard she's not against returning. Victoria is under a Legends deal too, AJ. I also hear she's not the lady to mess with.
She's not. She about choked me out.
Uh-huh. And she likes you.
I know.
Well, I was going to say Dakota could be in there, but she's hurt again.
Yeah.
Maybe we get Asuka back. I think she's about due.
I heard that name thrown around too.
We could get Becky back.
Well, we talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
Free admission.
What?
It's free admission to WrestleCon.
Oh, nice.
No, I am
AJ said put Karma in there.
Oh, God. Oh. Let's see. Who do we got? A lot of these people are coming back.
Can I hope that we would get Camille? It was assuming she got released.
Who is Black Dahlia? I like the name.
Sean, what about Layla? Maybe Layla will be a surprise. You never know.
Tanel Dashwood's going to be in town.
Yeah.
Steph DeLander.
Oh, Steph DeLander. Do we get Cardona in the Rumble?
Hold on. Did I just see him?
I circled back to the men's
Rumble. Yeah. There's possibility he's in town.
There you go.
I
love somebody threw out an idea. I forget who it was. It might have been one of our people. McAfee goes in the Rumble, and then he gets eliminated by a hooded stranger who turns out to be Corey Graves.
I love that idea, actually.
And I'll bet Corey could pull a good match out of McAfee if they ever did a match, because I think he's off the no-touch list.
Yeah. James Ellsworth is actually going to be in town.
Oh, God.
AJ Francis.
Cinderella story. Oh, Flop. Please don't put Flop in the Rumble. Sean, could Jordan Grace be in the Final Four? Absolutely. I can see it.
Yeah, I think Jordan could be in the Final Four. Because Joe Hendry's in town.
Mm-hmm. Wait, who?
Joe Hendry's going to be in town. That's all you get now. We got tired of getting dinged.
We know you believe in Joe Hendry. Oh, I said his name again.
Just put the picture up.
Yeah. If the music was close to the pictures, it'd be different.
Right.
I gotta do a lot of score. We can always work it out where I put the picture up and you go to the music and do it.
It's true.
But
AJ Lee is another one, yeah.
possibly, yeah.
Well, I was just looking here. The Inspiration is going to be in town too.
Is that the Iconics?
It is.
Ooh, interesting. Is one of them still pregnant?
She don't look pregnant.
Oh, Lacey says no. She follows these girls more than I do as far as their baby making.
Okay. Yeah, I'm glad we have her to follow the baby making.
I'll throw this out there. Sean Spears could be in the Rumble.
Yeah. What if he comes out at number 10?
Imagine this. Imagine we get a moment where it's Punk, Penta, Spears, and Lexus King. And all the AEW guys are in the Rumble at the same time.
That'd be hilarious.
Give Tony a heart attack.
Mickie James is going to be in town.
Okay.
And so is JBL.
I don't know if he'll be in the Rumble, but he could clothesline somebody. He does enjoy that. Now, we can't have too many legends because there's still a lot of talent that wants to be in the Rumble from the main roster.
I'm just looking here to see who all else who's going to be in town.
Yeah. Sean wants to know who you think could be Iron Man and Iron Woman. So who do you think will be in there the longest in the it's hard to say because you don't know who's going to be in what number.
Right.
But if I had to guess or make a pick, I think it could be Rollins. If he comes in in the first 10, I could see him being in there till the final 4, final 5.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm serious.
No, not about that.
Oh.
Sorry, I just saw something. I want to make sure I saw what I saw.
Okay. In the meantime, I will say Oh wow! Look at that, your buddy.
He's not my buddy. Friday only.
I'll just throw it out there. I'm gonna. Oh, hey, there's Manser. I'm gonna say Lyra for Iron Woman. I can see her coming in top 5 and being there for a while. Because they seem to be strapping the rocket to her along with the wings.
Or Becky. If
Becky
comes back.
Could Becky come in number 1?
She could.
Get the entrance, get the music, get the big pop?
She could.
Now, if Charlotte comes in number 30, she'll be a heel.
Yeah.
I mean, she'll get the big pop, but... And for the record, I do think Charlotte's going to win the Rumble, but I think there will be people that are sore about that.
This is interesting. Matt Riddle's supposed to be in Indianapolis this weekend.
Are you sure he's not going to be golfing with Tatump again?
Oh, he might be.
Can he at least get Tatump high so he can be somewhat tolerable?
Please. Please. You know what? I don't even think that would make him tolerable.
No, it wouldn't. I mean, he just say even crazier stuff than he says now.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, Minderz, pick me a winner. Women's Rumble.
Women's Rumble?
Women's Rumble.
I really do think it's going to be Charlotte. I think we're going to get Charlotte and Tiffy at WrestleMania.
Damn it, why are we agreeing on everything? I got to pick somebody different just to...
Now pick somebody else.
I'll pick somebody else. If you pick Charlotte, I'm going to go with... hard because there's only 10 names officially announced, and Charlotte and Bayley are the only ones I can really see winning.
Right. Although, does Bayley win? Because she won last year.
Bayley won last year. Yeah, I don't think she'll win this year.
I don't think she'll win this year.
She kind of fell down the ladder a little bit. Do they have Bianca win to kind of recharge her? Maybe get some jealousy with Naomi?
Liv could win.
See, I think Liv and Rhea's business is done.
Think it's done?
I think it's done. Now, that said, I don't know who's going to challenge Rhea if Charlotte challenges Tiffany.
Bailey was kind of setting her case for it.
She was. I mean, Nia already got her shot.
I don't think it's done between Nia and Rhea, though.
I think there's more to be done there.
I hope I want it. I want it to be done, but I don't think it's going to be done.
Yeah, so we'll have to wait and see on the women's side. It's a lot more open-ended than the men's side is.
It really is.
Sean
made a good point. I could see Kalani in the Rumble.
I wouldn't hate it. I like that Kalani Jordan. So let's move on because there's a couple other matches announced for the Rumble. Number 1, 2 out of 3 falls for the tag titles, Machine Guns and DIY.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna make you pick me a winner here, Minderz.
You go first, then I'll change.
I think it's going to be DIY because it's 2 out of 3 falls and they're heels. So I think that there could be some fuckery afoot. Damn
you. That was exactly what I thought was going to happen. I feel like DIY is going to give up the first fall.
Yeah.
I think they're going to low blow or get disqualified or something, and then...
Sean says, how long does Rhea stay champ? As long as she fucking wants to.
As long as mommy wants to. That's how long she stays champ.
Any chance that Candice LeRae helps DIY?
I hope not. Let Candice stick with Nia, and I do not want the way back.
I don't think Ciampa would go for the way.
Thank God. Thank God for small favors.
And small wrestlers.
Right.
All right. So
I still think that's going to be one of the best matches of the night.
I think they're going to kill it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Then
Owens and Cody.
Got a match, Cody and Owens. I really want it to be Owens, but after last night, I think it's going to be Cody, and he's going to hold that belt through Mania. Well, to Mania.
I think Randy's going to cost Owen. I still think Randy's going to cost Owen.
Is there any chance, and I don't think it's...
Is there any chance that Sammy costs Owen?
Is there a chance Sammy costs Cody?
I don't think he's going to cost Cody.
I mean, we've been wanting that Kevin-Sammy match at Mania for a long time. So that'd be a way to get to it. But is it too much of a long shot to think that Kevin wins and then Cody wins it back at Elimination Chamber?
I think it's too quick of a turnaround. I really think it's too quick of a turnaround.
Yeah, I think it's a long shot. I mean, stranger things have happened.
Do you remember how much was it last year? How much we all wanted Sammy to win at Elimination Chamber? Or whatever it was that was before when he fought Roman.
That was a good match.
It was a damn good match. AJ, my brain says Cody, my heart says Owens.
Well, no matter who wins, Roman's still the champ, though, right, AJ?
Right, exactly. So why does it matter? I can't get off this whole Orton costs Owens, because that gives us Randy and Orton, or Randy and Owens at Mania.
Well, that feud is that angle's so hot that it's got to blow up at Mania.
Yeah. And Punk and Cody needs to go off at Mania.
Yes.
Then could you have Cena then go after CM Punk for the CM Punk Cena match?
Maybe. Because they got to have a match before Cena hangs it up.
Right.
At Mania, though, do you think that Cena could take the belt off of Gunther? Get that 17.
I mean, he could, but then who do you put it on?
Drew.
Well, I already feel like they're chopping Gunther's balls off, but...
They could put it back on Rollins. They could put it on Drew.
Here's the thing.
Put it back on Gunther.
People like Drew and Rollins don't need the belt. I think Gunther needs that belt. Well, see, Finn and Seth still got heat, but I never felt like that got completely blown off either.
Breaker.
I don't know.
I don't know the Breaker's ready yet.
No, I don't think Breaker's ready to carry the company.
No. All right. So a lot of things to look forward to for the Rumble on Saturday, and we'll
by the way,
about...
my little buddy's going to WrestleMania or going to Royal Rumble.
You mean your 50-50 co-conspirator, Lincoln?
Yes. Lincoln, Logan, and David are all going.
Nice. You know, I saved Lincoln's bacon once.
I know.
Oh, me and Mari.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Minderz, we got one more order of business.
I also taught the 9-year-old how to call somebody a bitch ass, so
That's
it's
true.
all good.
Wait, he's 9? I thought he was 5.
No, he's 9.
Really?
Yeah.
Sean, does Jey Uso win the world title? No, I don't think so.
No.
Jey doesn't need it.
Again, he's over without the belt.
Look how over he is right now.
Yeah.
He's the biggest babyface in the company right now. And he's doing it without a belt.
Next to Cody.
Bigger than Cody.
You think it's bigger than Cody?
I think Jay's bigger than Cody right now. With the entrance and the eating and all that stuff. He could fart into a microphone and fans would pop for it.
And then fans would all start farting. Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. What the hell was Seth wearing last night? Those damn glasses that made him look like he was like stormtrooper and...
Well, Seth has very eccentric fashion sense.
Something like that.
Barry is not happy with that suggestion. Just don't put it back.
Let's move on. Maybe we can get out of here by 2 hours. Maybe.
We got one more order of business, Minderz. It is it's that week in the month where we do our Who's Whoopin' Who segment.
Barry, we still need to get you. We need to get a recording of Barry saying it.
Yes. All right. So here we go. I hope that isn't long enough to get dinged.
It probably is.
All right, it is Who's Whoopin' Who. Look at that handsome face on there.
Isn't that great?
That's the big Ubangi Hoot Supreme Barry Sinclair.
There he is.
Because this segment was his idea.
It was.
I need to get an image of just his head in that position for when there's something said that's quizzical to us, and we can just throw that up there.
See? He said, gotta love that image. Here it comes.
All right. So I'm going to credit Jim Cornette with this matchup this week because they kind of discussed it a little bit on, I think it was the drive-thru. And they were talking about Gunther, and somebody asked a question about his opponent in this segment. Mm-hmm. And we are going to have the ring general against the man with the hands of stone himself, Ron Garvin, former NWA World Champion. To put it bluntly, Minderz, these two would knock the fuck out of each other.
I wonder whose chest's going to bleed first and who has the redder chest at the end of it.
Who's going to have a bigger handprint on their chest at this point?
Exactly.
Let's look at the tail of the tape here. And here we go. Charlotte, North Carolina, that's where Garvin lives. He's from Montreal. He's French Canadian. And Gunther, of course, from Austria. A bit of a size difference. Gunther's has about 6 or 7 inches on him, 6'4", 250, when Garvin's 5'10", 242. Two very different finishing move philosophies here. Gunther does the power bomb or he does the sleeper hold. Garvin will either stomp you or punch you in the face. That's basically his
simple.
Simple. That's why I love Ron Garvin. Everything is simple, nothing fancy. He just shows up with a towel, and I mean, Gunther shows up with a trench coat, so he's pretty simple. Also, notable championships. Of course, Garvin was NWA World Champion in 1987. Gunther, current World Champion, and then that long IC title reign and UK title reign. So good pedigrees on both of these guys here. Yeah, it's I don't see lockups and drop downs and tackles in this match. I think chops. Uh, I love Gunther's chops, but go back and watch any match that Garvin had with Ric Flair when they would have chop exchanges, because Garvin did the overhand chop.
Oh,
So Flair would throw the knife edge, and Garvin would just come right back with the overhand, and they just go back and forth.
Sean, yes, we did, and we will talk about it tomorrow.
Yes, it'll be on the Independent Wrestling Shootout.
Yes.
Yes. But yeah, it's number one. Garvin, he will sell for Gunther.
Well, yeah.
He may have no choice.
I don't think he's going to have much of a choice.
And Gunther may not have a choice either.
Exactly. That was the other way I was going there. I don't think Gunther's going to have much of a choice either.
Yeah, this is, to borrow a phrase from JTR Hall of Famer Jim Ross, this would be a bona fide slobber knocker. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, now Gunther, he will come off the top rope if he has to. Garvin would not.
Nope. Garvin won't.
No. Like I said, Garvin's
that might be where Gunther gets a small edge. But he's got to be able to get on the rope first.
If he can hit that power bomb, I think he can do it.
Yeah.
Garvin isn't as much of a technician as Gunther. Gunther has the suplexes and the slams, and also, like I said, Garvin's mainly a striker. But
but his strikes are
potent. Yeah. Well, no, absolutely. But if Gunther can block a strike and get in and throw him a little bit, then that might get him a little bit of an edge.
Might.
I don't think Gunther would care for the Garvin stomp.
Oh, probably not. Probably not at all.
I think he would respect the fact that neither guy wears knee pads.
Yes. Very true.
Yeah. I wish this could happen. I want to see if AJ can find Ron Garvin and the Community Creations on 2K and make this match happen.
We'll have to see. AJ.
Who do you see? Who would you think would win this match, Minderz?
Just for the simple fact of the height difference and the fact that they would go to the ropes, I'm going to say Gunther.
Here's how I see that end. I see Garvin hitting the knockout punch. Go for the cover, foot on the ropes, break it up. Mm-hmm. And then some way or another, then Gunther catches him with that sleeper hold. He puts him out.
Yeah.
No, I got it. Because if you ever seen Garvin hit that punch and go for the cover, he would cover by sitting on the guy's chest.
Okay.
If he does that, Gunther can just yank him down, sleeper hold.
There you go.
So that's how I think it would go down. I think Gunther would win.
There you go. Well, we both agree that Gunther would win, though.
Yes, but I think that's how I would book the finish in that match, because Garvin would just get caught by Gunther.
Yeah, I think it's definitely gonna have to be just a getting caught. I don't think there's gonna be any one person controlling this whole thing.
No, it's gonna be a barn burner.
It's gonna be back and forth. Yeah. We talked about that, but we didn't get into any AEW. Do we even want to talk about AEW?
What do we have to talk about in AEW? I mean, I know Sean asked about Omega and Ospreay. I bet they would, just for one night, coexist in the tag match with the Calluses. I didn't care for the big brawl on Dynamite. It was a little too fancy.
I made it to Paige and Daniels, and I couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah. Why did they have a Texas Death Match when they haven't had a match before that?
Why did Daniels come out in a neck brace on Dynamite to tell him how much he appreciated what Paige did? Bleh.
You can ask him at the expo.
I will. Okay, Bari says...
Bari threw another scenario out there that works.
All right. Would you stop it?
I keep forgetting that you're in charge of the comments now.
Garvin punch, foot on the ropes. Garvin goes for the stomp, and Gunther catches the foot into the power bomb. Then another 1, 2, 3. I can see that.
It's also possible that Garvin could go for the mounted punches in the corner, and then Gunther could walk out with them in a power bomb.
Yeah.
There's options.
There's options.
If I get to your house early enough, Barry and AJ, we're making this happen before the Rumble. And I'm sure the wife will be thrilled.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll be ecstatic.
All right, so that concludes Who's Whooping Who. Thank you, Barry.
Thanks, Barry.
And I think that concludes the show. So tomorrow, Minderz, who's coming on the Independent Wrestling Shootout?
One of my absolute favorites, and one of Mama's favorites.
Mama has a type.
Mama has a type.
That should be a shirt.
But Coco, the Modern Man, will be with us tomorrow.
All right, from the St. Louis area. From
PWE, and well, he's all over the place, but yeah. We've seen him at PWE, and tell you what, I like Coco.
On this show before when we had Keith Jr. on.
He's a lot of fun. I
believe a proponent of Mindy's favorite fudge, or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
Elam's famous fudge.
There you go.
I got it confused.
Elam's famous fudge. Yeah,
I don't have the graphics, so I can't throw it.
In fact, he got jealous because he didn't get a big pan. My poor terrified dog.
Hey, you're the one who took the picture.
I did, and she.
Hey, I've been nothing but nice to that dog for as long as I've known her.
She still gives you that look, like even when you're not holding her.
She gives me the complete cold shoulder. I put a hand down to pet her, and she just did a
180 to go around you.
I don't know what I did to offend that dog in a past life.
Well, first of all, you're male. That's the big problem.
Guilty as charged. Hey, speaking of guilty as charged, Minderz, on Thursday, we're joined by our buddy Dickie Wabash from Mad Bash, and we're going to do Guilty as Charged 2000.
Can you tell people who's coming on the show in a couple weeks? On February 22nd?
Oh, yeah. 25th, actually.
Not 22nd, 25th.
Yeah. We are going to be joined by an actual, honest-to-goodness AEW veteran on the show.
We are. I'm so excited.
Let me get the picture up here, because I do have the graphic. But by kind of going along with our frequent visits from our buddy Sam Stackhouse, the guy he talks about a lot in our interviews, Fuego del Sol is going to be joining us on February 25th. So that's very exciting.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I like that Fuego.
I like watching a lot of he had a lot of like reels and stuff on Facebook and TikTok.
Yeah.
He's fun to watch.
He was at the Hammerstein for GCW. He was on the pre-show in that multi-man opening match.
Fiasco.
I want to say Fiasco. I'm going to toe the polite bent since he is coming on the show. It was a free-for-all, we'll call it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's going to be coming on in February. Of course, in April, we're working on Expo month, just trying to get as many Expo people on as we can. Within reason. I mean, I don't think we can get Tito Santana.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're talking like the independent guys. I'm still waiting to see if we're going to have a show on Friday night.
Yeah, again, I hope it's an NWA show.
That would be awesome.
It would be great, because, I mean, all their champions are going to be there, sounds like, pretty much.
Well, and I kind of wonder, I'm going to try to reach out to a couple more again and see if we can get some help, but I almost wondered about getting Carson on.
I thought about that. So, maybe see what you can do about that. And,
I'll try. I'm not making any promises, because I thought I had Jack coming on too, and then he doesn't answer me right now anyway.
Pesky Jack Vaughn. Someday I'd like to get Danhausen, but I don't think we can afford him.
I don't know. I mean, he's going to be on paternity leave soon, so he's going to need a break at some point.
He is Dadhausen.
He is Dadhausen.
So yeah, next week we will react to the Royal Rumble, and anything else newsy that comes up out of that. We'll talk about Raw, of course. And then, so that's what we have coming up. Thank you for joining us today. Minderz, you got anything you want to add before we get out of here?
Nope. Take care. See y'all.
All right. Well, for Minderz, this is Reb. Come on, your life is hard, work stiff, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks, guys.